And connecting to YouTube right now. All right. Yeah, sharing now. Okay, again, welcome to the presentation. I'm so excited to be here. We are going to be talking today about the third step on the DMO, and actually the fourth step to the DMO, daily method of operation. Okay, here it is, and it's presenting. Okay, presenting is the third step in DMO. I call it also events because obviously, like I said, presenting is always has to do with an event. Every time you are presenting, even if it's just one person, even if it's a group of people, it's always an event. And that's important to keep that in mind. We already covered the first and second step. Your list is creating your list, and you have not seen it. Make sure you go to this channel, the YouTube channel that we have talking about the list. We also went through the connecting, and now today we are going to be talking about presenting and also follow-up, actually. Now, make sure you download the app, the company app, and the reason it's important to download the company app because you are going to find some of the tools that we are going to need or you may need during the presentation during your business. And here they are. When you open your app, you see business resources, and you're going to have the enrollment form and the share sheet. Those two are very important if you are, and you're going to see later why, but the enrollment form makes sense now because that's where you're enrolling people. Simple as that. Okay. Now, also, and I'm sure all of you have it, but make sure you go to Zoom and download Zoom. Make sure you have it in your phone, you have it in your computer or tablet, because it's so important that you learn how to use Zoom. I think most of you that are right now in the call probably have it already, but this is very important because this is a very important part of your business. Now, this is the step 3, like I said, these ways of sharing and presenting. There are several ways. One of them is the one-on-one that could be face-to-face and Zooms, and the group presentations and the recorded presentations. These are 3 things that you are going to be doing as many as you can every week. This is the secret of success. It's totally secret. It's when you are doing presentations consistently. Now, the face-to-face is typically you are in a coffee shop or you are in somebody's home, etc. And it's important that you allocate around 60 minutes. Now, you can do a presentation probably quicker with Zoom, but when you are in a environment like in a home or something like that, it's going to take a little longer because you are going to expand in some things, and it's normal when you have an audience, face-to-face audience, actually. And it's important. Now, you can use the 3 presentation fact sheet that, by the way, you download it too, and I show you the app right before. That is right there. You click, and then you download the link. Or you can download the presentation in your iPhone, iPad, etc. Now, it is better to do the first presentation with your upline if you are brand new, or even if you don't feel comfortable still doing presentation, don't hesitate to talk to the person that brought you into the business and said, I want to do a presentation with you because I feel more comfortable. Okay, hold on a second. And the Zoom is the same. You do the first 7 to 10 presentation with your upline leader and do the same with your new VPs. Use the 3 presentation, and you can download it. It's on the back office, and also it's on the Shout app. And learn by watching the live and recorded presentation. This is important, super important. When I started in sales, the best way that I learned was not when we were doing the theory, but actually when I was in the presentation environment. And you don't have to do even the best presentation. I was telling one of our associates how when I started in sales, we were selling membership for a club, a huge club that has swimming pools, horses, bowling alleys, etc. in South America. It was in South America. Now I learned my presentation left and right. I could do it better than anybody else. But there was a guy that he didn't look like good and didn't have the best personality. And the guy was overselling everybody. He was selling probably, gosh, I would say I'm not exaggerating when I say probably 20 times more than me. And I was selling already some, and I was making probably the equivalent about on today's money, like 4 or 5,000 a month. But this guy was over making money way more than all of us. And I wanted to go out with him to see how he was doing the presentation. And he was a person that was trying to keep a secret. And they say, what the heck is the secret? But one day the guy said, okay, he was like 20 or 30, probably 30 years older than me. And he said, okay, I like you. You can come with me. And then we meet in the office. Always at 9 o'clock in the office. We have a run. By 10 o'clock, we were out. Talking to people, could be on the phone, presenting in person, etc. Well, this guy was choosing always, I found out, a street where there were a lot of small businesses. And he was going door to door, business by business, saying, hey, would you like to have a club membership? It was not even a great introduction. And the person said, oh, no, I don't have time. No, I don't have time. Suddenly somebody said, yes, no, I don't have time. No. Gosh, we went through the whole, probably through 20 businesses before lunch, and we did it again in the afternoon. But always something was working for him. The numbers. Most people were saying no, but were the numbers. I was dying already in the afternoon, like at 3 or 4 o'clock. I say, gosh, I can't keep walking these streets because we were going, this was up and down, and smaller business all over the place. And then he was repeating the same the next day and the same the following day. But what was the difference between him and other people that were way better presenters? Just the amount of time or the amount of presentation that he was doing. That's the secret. And I'm telling many times secrets. And that was what I learned, by the way. Numbers. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the best looking, the ugly looking, or the youngest or the oldest. No, you have to be just consistent, doing presentation. And that's something that impressed me about this guy. And then learn later when we were selling the real estate, the same thing. The guy that was the top guy, the top salesperson, he was the guy that had the most presentations. And he was good on top of that. Imagine how far he is going. And that time he was making probably over the equivalent over $1,000 a day. And we are talking in the early 80s, imagine, in the 80s. Wow, that was a lot of money. But anyway, that's important. Numbers. The more you do it and the more you go with somebody that does it, the more you learn. And that's so important to do Zooms. Now, you can share the recorded presentation. Right now we have the landing page that is 3launch.com. 3launch.com. Oh, I didn't put the name there. Huh? And 3launch.com. But you treat it like if you're doing a presentation. You don't say, okay, I'm sending you the link, and that's it. You forget. No, you invite the person like if you are doing a live presentation. And if, like, for example, you say, if I send you a link to a recorded presentation, when would you watch it? I forgot that like always I forgot something. I will send you the link at 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whatever. I will call you at, let's suppose, 6 o'clock to ask for your opinion. I got to run. That's your purpose, is to go really quick. Last week, we were talking about connecting. We were talking about the importance of connecting. And I put a video by Mark Janelle where he was saying how he got to 6-figure per month in 12 months by connecting with 30 people a day. He was just going quick. He was going really quick, sending the people to the information. He was not doing even most of his presentation that were live. He has people doing it for him at the beginning. Eventually, he became a great presenter too. Now, our favorites are Zoom presentations. And when I say our favorite, it's my wife and I. And the reason is our favorite is because you can connect with so many people. You can be home. You can have 2, 3, 4 presentations. You can have individual presentations. You can have multiple presentations. It's an amazing tool. It's why when I said, make sure you download your presentation, your Zoom, and learn how to do it. It's very, very simple, although it's becoming more sophisticated. They've been adding a lot of stuff. You don't need the sophistication. And now, like I said before, it's important to do presentations with your leader and then do the same with your new VPs. At least 7 presentations. The reason I say at least 7, because the more you see it, the more you realize it's simple. Because you are using a PowerPoint presentation, you're going with your excitement, etc. If you feel uncomfortable, even after 7, make sure you are working with your leader or sending people to the presentations. This is the fastest way to grow and learn how to present. Anyway, let me keep going before. More meetings mean more money. And that is the fact of presentations. Many people say, well, George, you could go way deeper in presentation. Really, I don't have to. Why? Because the way that you are going to learn is by working with people with your uplines, looking and watching presentations and doing presentations. As simple as that. It's very simple. I don't want to complicate it. I remember at the time when I started learning about presentation, they have all these 4 or 5 pages explaining what to do, what not to do, da, 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 da. But the best way is by seeing them. And by the way, when you are presenting to the right people, doesn't matter how terrible you think the presentation is, by the way, because usually we are the biggest critics of ourselves. The biggest critics are ourselves. And the more presentation you are doing, the better you are becoming. But again, many people, you can do the perfect presentation, but if the person is not open at all, doesn't matter what you said, doesn't matter that you levitate, etc., that person is not going to join. Now, set up at least 5 presentations a week. Now, we talk about numbers and the connecting part, the importance of the numbers, connecting with enough people. And the idea is to have at least 5 presentations a week. And again, could be a combination of any of this. You could be having one-on-one, Zoom or in person. You can have group presentations, Zoom or in person, and you can have a recorded presentation. By the way, this is interesting that when we go to the past, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the way that we built network marketing was one-on-one presentation, home presentations, group presentations. And it's interesting because now everything can be duplicated in online, thanks to tools like Zoom. It's an amazing tool. It is a numbers game, like I was saying. The more presentation you do, the better results are you're going to have. And it's why it's so important to do many presentations also with the person that introduced you to the business, inviting people to other presentations, because your numbers are going to be better. And then the more you see and the more you are doing to presentations, you become better and your numbers get better. But always numbers are so important. And I know, and that's the cure for everything. One of my, I think it was Mark Channel, the one that I used to say, the cure for poverty was a lot of presentations. That was interesting. The cure for poverty is a lot of presentations. Now, this is, like I said, this was part of the daily methods of operation. We went to how to create your list, to connect, present, and then I'm going to go to the next part of the presentation. Let me get out here for a second, stop sharing. Okay. Now,